It seems that Company A and Company B have filed a lawsuit. The lawsuit totals about 3 billion KRW, with each company claiming around 1.5 billion KRW. For prominent stars like Kim Soo-hyun, the average model fee per advertisement generally rests around 1 to 1.2 billion KRW. So, when you add up the claims from both companies, the total reaches nearly 3 billion KRW. It looks like they had this target in mind when deciding to file the lawsuit. This is just the initial filing, right? In the unfortunate event that the damages keep mounting over time, the companies involved could potentially pursue further claims for additional losses, primarily due to the adverse effect that the model's damaged public perception is having on their overall sales.
Penalty fees are typically set at 2 to 3 times the original model fee, serving as a strong deterrent. As the lawyer mentioned, Kim Soo-hyun's advertising fee in Korea is estimated to be 1 to 1.2 billion KRW. After the recent personal scandal, approximately 15 brands have stopped promotions with him. The penalties for these cancelled ads are estimated to exceed 10 billion KRW, according to some reports.
Am I making decisions that might send everyone in the wrong direction? The dedicated staff, who tirelessly spend sleepless nights, the production company, investing every resource into this project, and my devoted colleagues at the agency. If every choice I've made were to become a deadly poison, how could I possibly bear that burden on my shoulders? Even now there are people who are relying solely on me. There are people I have to take responsibility for. I won't ask you to trust me. I will prove myself.
Anchor Kim Yoo-jin, is it true that advertisers have filed lawsuits against Kim Soo-hyun for damages?
That's correct. It's reported that Kim Soo-hyun is being sued for billions of KRW. The trustworthiness and image of a model are immensely important in the competitive world of advertising. 2 companies that held advertising contracts with Kim Soo-hyun have filed lawsuits against him and his agency, claiming refunds of model fees and damages at the end of this month. As Kim Soo-hyun's fees are extremely high, the combined lawsuit amount from the 2 companies is said to reach 3 billion KRW. However, according to media reports, other companies have also expressed intentions to join the lawsuit. This suggests that the scale of the lawsuit might grow further.
But lawyer Lee Gong, the estimated lawsuit amount is around 3 billion KRW. Does that also include the model fees, compensation for damages, and penalty charges?
It seems that Company A and Company B have filed a lawsuit. The combined lawsuit amount is 3 billion won, which likely means each company is claiming around 1.5 billion won. For top stars like Kim Soo-hyun, the going rate for a single ad is usually set between 1 to 1.2 billion won. But this is just the beginning. If the damage continues to grow, the companies may claim additional losses due to sales declines caused by the model's tarnished image. This could expand the lawsuit amount significantly. Some companies are also aiming to claim penalty fees defined in their contracts, which could further increase the overall amount. The lawsuit amount could increase further through an expansion of the claims. While it currently starts at 3 billion KRW, it may rise if greater damages are recognized as the case proceeds. Moreover, a number of different companies are now coming forward, not only seeking to claim model fees, but also pursuing penalties as specified in their contracts. This certainly raises the chances that the lawsuit will expand further as time goes on.
As a result, some estimate that the total damages could reach up to 10 billion KRW. In reality, they won't simply hand over the entire amount as requested, will they?
Typically, when it comes to penalty fees, they are generally set at a rate that is about 2 to 3 times higher than the standard advertising or modeling fee. According to the lawyer, actor Kim Soo-hyun's local advertising fees are estimated to range from approximately 1 billion to 1.2 billion KRW. After recent personal controversies, promotional activities for about 15 brands have been suspended. Consequently, speculation suggests penalty fees for cancelled advertisements might exceed 10 billion KRW. For previously aired advertisements, additional compensation is being sought to cover broadcast expenses. As more legal actions are anticipated from other companies and advertisers, the total amount of damages claimed could grow even higher.
Has there been any statement from Kim Soo-hyun's side regarding these related matters?
Initially, there has been an ambiguous response stating they cannot confirm whether lawsuits have been filed or not, which has been provided to the public. This is just speculation, but usually if it weren't true, they'd deny it outright to protect the actor's image. But with such a vague response, it's almost like confirming that Kim Soo-hyun is indeed being sued, and this sentiment is spreading.
Yes, they stated that it's still unconfirmed whether a lawsuit has been filed. But what's even more concerning is not only the impact on Kim Soo-hyun himself, but also on the food brands he endorsed. These restaurants are experiencing significant financial losses, isn't that right?
That's correct. Numerous serious challenges have emerged following allegations concerning Mr. Kim dating a minor, which considerably impacted his public image. This controversy sparked boycotts against brands for which Kim Soo-hyun serves as an advertising model among some netizens. As a result, franchisees operating these brands have faced significant hardships under such circumstances. It has been widely reported that some netizens have visited franchise restaurants endorsed by Kim Soo-hyun. During visits, we noticed that table cover papers for hygiene at these restaurants displayed his image. To alleviate customer dissatisfaction, many restaurant owners are now flipping these printed table covers to effectively hide Kim Soo-hyun's image, clearly indicating their heightened concern over the ongoing situation. The owner who runs this small business can't just throw away the already printed paper, so they flip it over and give it to the customers. It's really a sad situation. Also, Kim Soo-hyun is a model for a bakery franchise. In one particularly notable instance, a bakery banner was discovered turned towards the wall, which reveals deeper underlying issues than what initially meets the eye. Honestly, when you really take a moment to think about it, Kim Soo-hyun's image is taking quite a significant hit, and it's not just affecting the brand's headquarters, but also the franchise owners who are already struggling to make ends meet. It's a really unfortunate situation that's just getting progressively worse.
Amid these challenges, let's consider the struggles of self-employed people. So, Attorney An Ji-sung, these people have nothing to do with the Kim Soo-hyun controversy. If they're being affected, can they hold Kim Soo-hyun legally responsible?
To be direct, it seems highly unlikely that small business owners would be able to successfully hold Kim Soo-hyun personally liable for damages. The contracts that Mr. Kim signed were exclusively with advertisers and not directly connected to franchisees. Therefore, it follows that the damages arising from these actions are classified as indirect liability rather than being considered direct damages. Since these situations pertain mainly to indirect damages, direct compensation claims by franchisees against Kim Soo-hyun are not permissible. However, advertising companies may file claims against Kim Soo-hyun for breaches within their contracts.
But loyally go on when celebrities get caught up in scandals or incidents, penalty issues often come up.
Yes, that's right. Typically, when signing an advertising contract, there's a penalty clause included to protect the advertiser in case of a breach. Advertising agreements commonly outline that if a model comes across any claims of infringement or detrimental effects on their public image, a penalty of typically 200 to 300% of the model's contracted fee will be imposed. Similar cases have occurred before. As an illustration, back in the year 2014, comedian Lee Soo-hyun faced sentencing to probation for his participation in illegal gambling activities. At that time, a company selling automobile-related products filed a lawsuit against him for damages. There have been cases where the court ruled that the compensation should be 280% of the model fee or 2.8 times the amount. In a similar vein, the girl group Tiara encountered legal action due to serious accusations of bullying within their ranks, which ultimately led them to pay nearly twice the amount of their modeling fees as a form of compensation.
Attorney An, some argue that penalty fees might not be enforceable in such cases. Why is that?
For instance, in 2021, a similar scenario unfolded with actor Kim Seon-ho, who was quite popular at the time. The public scrutiny around his private life deepened, particularly regarding his past relationship with a former girlfriend, which ultimately compelled him to step away from KBS's highly popular show 2 Days and One Night. Initially, there was quite a buzz and a lot of speculation about a potential 5 billion won penalty, but as it turns out, advertisers didn't actually pursue this compensation from Kim Seon-ho. In fact, when it comes to brand image damage, the key issue is proving a causal relationship, and it's the plaintiff who bears the burden of proof, something that's notoriously difficult to establish. Typically, penalty clauses establish the compensatory amounts for social controversies that can severely harm a brand's overall value. However, pinpointing the precise timing when such controversies arise can often lead to ambiguity. For instance, it's not like actor Kim Soo-hyun is currently involved in any illegal or problematic behavior that's causing issues now. Instead, like in this case, it's about actions from the past that have only recently become problematic. There's a debate about whether we can judge these past actions by today's standards of social controversy. In this regard, the burden of proof actually falls on the plaintiff. The advertisers have to prove it, which I think is quite challenging.
So Eugene Kim, in Soo-hyun Kim's case, it's not just about the penalty fees, but they've already filmed the whole drama, right?
That's right. The project featuring actor Kim Ji-woon was a huge hit, which led to a lot of buzz around Kim Soo-hyun's next work. He filmed a big-budget drama costing 60 billion KRW. The drama was supposed to be released this April, but as today is April 29th, it's clear the release has been delayed. Due to the controversy surrounding Kim Soo-hyun's personal life, the release plans have been put on hold for now.